Over the course of our 15 into our 16th season of the Dan Nicholl Show, we've seen that sport tends to unite South Africans, generally in joy, but quite often in depression as well. It is something, though, that brings us all together, and I thought, well, it's Heritage Day this weekend. Let me find another space that does something similar, and food and drink tends to bring South Africans together as well, and that is exactly what we're celebrating here at the Old Oak at Royal Johannesburg with some good friends of the Dan Nicholl Show, the acclaimed wrestler and cyclist Chris, good to have you. Of course, also a winner of MasterChef, the celebrity version, and Moses, who heads up the kitchen at Zioux, part of the David Higgs empire. I'm not sure how many restaurants he has at the moment, but they are plentiful. And then the man behind the Old Oak, Ransley, not only a great chef, but you've kicked us off with something pretty cool here. This is probably the only time I'll happily drink rooibos.
So this is one of our classic cocktails that we do, non-alcoholic or alcoholic, for special occasions at the Old Oak. We celebrate with all of our guests over rooibos old fashioned. And
rooibos is a South African classic. It speaks to the broader South African menu. What about you, Moses? What to you screams out South African food? What did you grow up eating, and what means the most to you from a South African perspective?
From a South African point of view, like the food that my grandmother used to cook for the whole family when I was young. We used to make pap over like open flame, like your dombolo, steamed breads. Those are like proper South African foods, and obviously braai, like everyone can like resonate to that. Different cultures, we all love a good braai, open flame food. Yeah.
What about Chris Forrest growing up? What are the food memories?
I feel like you stole my answer. In fact, no, because I mean, South Africans, we always loved cheese and yama braai. It's nice to be next to a fire, because as South Africans, we like an element of danger. I think as a ginger, I'm always quite partial to some rooibos.
Fair enough.
But there's so many, like South Africa is such a unique country, because like we've got fusions happening that a lot of countries don't have. There's so many different influences that make our food amazing. Like just think of bobotie, we know what it is. I don't need to explain it, Mom. But stuff like that is just so unique and so brilliant.
What about the challenge, Rans, when you are a chef in South Africa, in terms of almost having too much inspiration? Because if you look at the curry culture of Durban, which is so strong and established. In Cape Town, you've got Cape Malay cooking. You've also got a lot of traditional Afrikaans cooking, plus Mediterranean fare that's come in. There's the traditional braai and cheese and yama, our love of meat. We're great carnivores. There's so much you can pick and choose from.
Oh man, it becomes complicated at some point where you try and incorporate as much as you can, but then you have to practice like restraint. Every good chef knows that restraint is the key to any recipe. Like if you go wild on a piece of paper, getting all of that to gel when you start cooking becomes very difficult. But when it comes to the essence of who we are and what we do, we always go back to what we've grown up on.
I know you're going off to the kitchen in a moment because you've whipped up some dishes for us here at the Old Oak. But if it was away from the restaurant, what's the Saturday weekend, Sunday weekend dish for you, Rans?
No matter how much I can try cooking this, I'll never get it as good as my mom and my grand. So this Sunday I'm having massive pot of biryani, and our sides in our household, the reason why I look so good is our sides are more meat dishes, not any veg dishes. So we'll have like butter chicken, we'll have all of these amazing things, and yeah, I'm looking forward to spending it with my family.
All right, well, there is some inspiration for you, for some great food lovers who are rather good at what they do. We can't complete the show, though, without having a little food ourselves, so we're going to banish Ransley to the kitchen to come up with some proudly South African dishes to help us celebrate Heritage Week. Oh, Chef, you've returned from the kitchen. You've been a busy man. What have we got here?
We've done an overnight slow-cooked beef tongue with a little bit of remoulade, garlic emulsion, coriander ciabatta that we make in-house with sirkies. So sirkies normally grows on rugby fields or between your pavement at home, and a lot of people don't know what it is. So it's wood sorrel that we've introduced to the dish to laid into a little bit more of a lemon pot. Then we've got a springbok carpaccio, a little bit of a chili and lime dressing on there, pickled mustard seeds, again coriander ciabatta with parmesan shavings and pickled red onion. And then the dish that I think surprised most people as they arrive at the Old Oak and see buttermilk cauliflower. And then Cape Malay culture inspired by the snook fish cakes. So we cook the snook as we would do on a braai, stuff this inside with sliced onions, sliced tomatoes, slow cook that down on the flame and then in the oven. And then we pull it all off the bone, fold through with mash and chives and then mix it on a plate. So I don't think you can get any better than South African than what we've kind of implemented on our menu to educate people about the diverse nation that we are. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
All right, should we dig in, guys? It looks good. So this was supposed to be a light taste of food. Not only has Ransley brought out enough for a party of 12, but we have demolished it. Chris, how did that go for you?
I really love the tongue, the cauliflower, the chicken.
The fish cakes and the desserts.
No, it's like all of them.
Everything, huh?
All of them have their own sort of qualities that I really enjoy. It's just well done.
Awesome, thank you.
Moses, what did you think of our South African spread?
I love it. I love the flavors. You can see there's a lot of culture involved in the cooking there. So I really love it.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
It was a terrific effort. And I think it showcased, Rans, just how much inspiration you take. Some of these little touches. I see some baby speckworm, for instance, and stuff you've plucked from the car park here at Royal Johannesburg and tossed into the meal. But you clearly just have a lot of fun embracing the broad spectrum of South African cuisine.
100%. And you know, when we put this menu together, we sit with the entire team and discuss with them, listen, what did you grow up eating? And it's the input from the entire team that gives you all of this on your tables.
I did not grow up eating food like this.
But you wish you had.
I really, well, or can you imagine the size of me there?
Let's hope Chris's mum is not watching this show. A splendid meal here at the Old Oak, but also a terrific celebration of such an important part of our shared cultural heritage. Happy eating this weekend. As long as the power's on, enjoy being South African.